Today's tutorial is going to be about finding circumference and area of a circle. There's two important measurements you need when finding circumference and area of a circle. The first one is the radius. The radius is the distance from the center of the circle to any point on the outside of the circle. So I'm going to label this R. The second measurement is diameter. The diameter is the distance from one side of a circle to the other that runs through the center of the circle. The diameter always has to run through the center of the circle. I'm going to label that D. Now there's an important thing you need to know. If you're given the diameter, you can find the radius. And if you've given the radius, you can find the diameter. Because if you notice, my radius is half of my diameter. So my diameter divided by 2 would equal my radius. Likewise, my radius times 2 would equal my diameter. So if you ever have a problem that gives you either the diameter or the radius, remember that you can always find the other one. So now let's go over our formulas for area and circumference. The circumference of a circle is like the perimeter of the circle. It's the measurement of this whole outside. Circumference of a circle is found by multiplying pi times the diameter. Area of a circle is the measurement of everything inside our circle. The area of a circle is found by multiplying pi times the radius squared. So now let's try a couple of problems here. Let's say I have a circle and it's given me the radius is 7.5 inches. Could I find the circumference and the area? Certainly. Let's start with the circumference. I know circumference is pi times diameter. But wait, this one didn't give us the diameter, it just gave us the radius. Oh, well, luckily I know that diameter is twice the radius. So my circumference would be pi times, and for the diameter I do 7.5 times 2, the radius times 2, which is 15. So I have pi times 15. Pi, of course, is 3.14 times 15. So I know my circumference turns out to be 47.1 inches. Always put your measurement on. What about if I wanted to find the area? Well, I know area is the pi times the radius squared. And this one gives me my radius, so I know my formula will be 3.14 for pi times the radius, 7.5 squared. And when I multiply that all out on my calculator, I find that my area is 176.71 inches squared. Area is always in units squared. Let's try working backwards. Let's say we're given the circumference of a circle. So in this case, let's say they give us the circumference is 56.5 inches. And they want us to find the diameter. All right, well, I know my formula for circumference is pi times diameter. I'm given the circumference, which is 56.5. I know pi is 3.14, and I want to find my diameter. If I divide both sides by pi, on this side I'm left with my diameter, and when I do the math over here, I find out that my diameter is 18 inches. Now if I wanted to find the radius as well, since I know that the diameter is twice the radius, I would just divide this by 2, and my radius would be 9 inches. Let's work backwards doing area as well. Let's say they give us the area of 56 inches squared, and they want us to find the radius of the circle. Well, I know my formula for area is pi times the radius squared. I know my area is 56 inches squared. Pi is 3.14 times radius squared. Again, I'll divide both my sides by 3.14. That gives me r squared equals 17.8. And I need r. I don't want r squared, so I got to make sure I take the square root of both sides. The square root of a square crosses off, and I'm left with r. And the square root of 17.8 is 4.2, roughly. And again, if I wanted my diameter, I could just multiply that by 2. And I would get 8.4 for my diameter. And of course, I'm going to always label my unit, and that would be in inches. This has been your tutorial on finding area and circumference of circles.